Picture this. You're floating 400 kilometers above Earth, and your soup is floating upside down next to you. Welcome to Dining in Space, where every meal is a physics experiment, and one wrong move could send your lunch into the space station's ventilation system. Today, we're exploring the fascinating journey from the first squeeze tubes of beef paste to growing fresh vegetables in orbit. April 12th, 1961. Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin makes history twice in one day. Not only did he become the first human in space, but he also became the first person to eat in space, squeezing beef and liver paste from an aluminum tube directly into his mouth. For dessert, chocolate sauce is served the same way. Just months later, American astronaut John Glenn joined the Cosmic Dining Club, enjoying applesauce from a fancy toothpaste tube. These early space pioneers ate from tubes because nobody knew if humans could even swallow in zero gravity. By the Gemini program, NASA had a breakthrough: freeze-dried foods. This wasn't just about convenience, it was about survival. These missions lasted up to 2 weeks, and astronauts needed real nutrition. They'd inject water from the spacecraft directly into food packets, watching their meals come back to life. The Apollo moon missions expanded the menu to 70 items, but there was one notorious failure: sandwiches. Bread in space is basically a floating hazard. Crumbs become tiny projectiles that can damage equipment, or, even worse, end up in an astronaut's eyes or lungs. This is why, even today, tortillas have replaced bread in space. They don't crumble and turn into floating missiles. Fast forward to today's International Space Station, where dining is still a carefully choreographed dance. Forget plates and bowls. Everything comes in special containers. Thermostabilized pouches, cans, and rehydratable packets are the norm. Indian astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla recently enjoyed his favorite Gajar ka halwa and Moong dal ka halwa on the ISS. Still, even these comfort foods from home had to be specially prepared. His family's amras, it traveled to space as powder, mixed with water, so he could drink it when ready. Even seasoning is a science project up there. Salt and pepper aren't sprinkled. They're dissolved in water and added with droppers, because floating salt crystals could break the space station's air filters. But here's where it gets exciting. Astronauts are growing their food. NASA has successfully grown lettuce, radishes, and even chili peppers on the ISS. China has sprouted cotton and potato seeds on the moon itself. Why does this matter? A trip to Mars could take up to 9 months each way, plus time on the planet's surface. You can't exactly order takeout from Earth when you're millions of miles away. Growing food in space isn't just about nutrition. It's about survival, sustainability, and mental health. Imagine being confined in a small space for years. Tending to plants and eating fresh food provides a psychological connection to Earth that packaged meals simply can't match. From Yuri Gagarin's beef paste tube to fresh salads grown in orbit, space food has come incredibly far. As we prepare for missions to Mars and beyond, one thing is clear: the future of space exploration isn't just about getting there. It's about creating sustainable ways to live, work, and yes, eat among the stars. What would you want to eat if floating 400 kilometers above Earth?